All right, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy Godbody B with another video. All right, the name of this video is gonna be called "Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine Forming to the God Particle," or a.k.a. the Neutron. All right, so we're gonna go here first. This is key. This is gonna be a huge key as we move forward. But isotopes are atoms with the same number of protons but different number of neutrons. They share almost the same chemical properties but differ in mass and therefore in physical properties. So this is why the body or the vehicle that we drive every day is made out of the same environment that we pretty much experience or live life in. But and the reason why it doesn't look like our environment is because of the different amount of neutrons that we just got finished stating that changes the mass of the atom. But let's go back. So isotopes are atoms with the same number of protons but different numbers of neutrons. They share almost the same chemical properties but differ in mass and therefore in physical properties. This is how our vehicles or bodies are made out of the same thing we call our natural environment or the biosphere. So going back to isotopes, remember as above, so below. They are located in the 3D, which is where we're at. But in the 5D, they are called light isotopes. So now remember, in the 5D, the Adam and Eve are vibrating at a more intense pace versus the 3D, because remember, coming to the 3D, we started slowing down and we separated to have what? A human experience or individual experiences. Okay, so in the process of gaining 360 degrees of knowledge or experience, alpha particles were produced by the dominant decay of a radioactive nucleus. A radioactive nucleus, this pretty much means like it's unstable. So in order for it to become stable, it releases a part of itself. And this part that the nucleus releases, is called, or the particle that it releases is called the alpha particle. All right, where we at? But it does this to reach stability. Again, the piece released is the alpha particle. The particles come from the heaviest radioactive element called the radium. So if it's the heaviest radioactive element, which radium, keep this in mind. This is key. Like, remember, I lost all my memory. So when I came across or figured out or found out this information, like, it blew my mind. But we're gonna talk about that in another video. But we just scratching the surface right now. Okay, so the piece released is the alpha particle. The particles come from the heaviest radioactive element called radium. We will touch more on this element in another video. When the alpha particles hit any of several light isotopes, the neutron is formed. A neutron contains, let me say this first. So this is pretty much why, like, God or the God particle or God factor, whatever you want to call it, is pretty much in everything because of what I just stated. But all right, we're going to go back. So when the alpha particles hit any of several light isotopes, the neutron is formed. A neutron contains two down quarks and with a charge of -1/3 and one up quark with a charge of +2/3. The quarks, which is a subatomic particle carrying a fractional electric charge, are held together by the strong force mediated by particles called gluons. So quarks and gluons are the building blocks of protons and neutrons. which also means they are the building blocks of atomic nucleus. This is known, so the gluons and the quarks produce a force called the nuclear force. And that's key too. We're going to talk about that in another video. But the rule opposites attract and likes repel does not exist in the nucleus. This is key. So with that being said, like, we can say, because remember, proton is masculine, the masculine energy. Electron is the woman, and the neutron is God or the God particle. So we can say, with this being said, let me say it again. The rule opposites attract and likes repel does not exist in the nucleus. So with that being said, we can say that divine masculine is the next thing to God. Okay, so, because remember, let me go ahead. So, because remember, in the 3D, the goal is to do what? Become rigid. To do what? To develop into Christ's energy, which we talked about in, I think, the masculinity has to be fluid video. Okay, so a neutron contains two up negative 1/3 charge, and no, a neutron contains two up quarks of negative 1/3 charge and one down quark of positive 2/3. And then a proton contains two up quarks of positive 2/3 and then one down quark of negative 1/3. And I'm gonna show y'all a diagram of this, you know what I'm saying, just so y'all have just so y'all can visualize. Okay, so this setup of the quarks allows forces to bind protons and neutrons into atomic nuclei. The nuclear force is about 10 million times stronger than the chemical binding that holds atoms together and molecules. So that's dealing with protons and electrons. So the reason why the electron could never be attached to the nucleus is because the electron is a fundamental particle with no quarks. So, you know, the electron being fundamental means the woman is pretty much the foundation, or she's central importance. Okay, so let's read that over. The reason why the electron can never be attached to the nucleus is because the electron is a fundamental particle with no quarks. This is why it is essential for the woman to choose a mate carefully to ensure she receives properly. Because the only way for the electron to get back to heaven is through divine masculine. Okay, so, and we're gonna keep that. That's a very important line, which is the whole reason of this channel, pretty much. But I'm gonna show y'all the diagram. Let me scoot up. It's hot and I'm sweating. But hold on, can y'all see that? Hold on, that sun. Okay, so maybe I'll move. All right, so for the neutron, we got two negative 1/3 charges at the top, and then one positive 2/3 at the bottom. And then for the proton, we got two positive 2/3 at the top, and then one negative 1/3 at the bottom. And you see how they actually cancel each other out? Well, they're not really canceling each other out. Remember, the proton and the neutron consist of quarks and gluons, which keeps them binded together. And then the electron, which is negative 1/3, doesn't have any quarks or gluons. So, but peep this out. The God particle, two negative 1/3 at the top, and then the proton has one negative 1/3 at the top, but it has two 2/3 at the top, and you got two 1/3 at the bottom for the God particle. So now, if masculine and feminine come together, then he has 2 negative 1/3 at the bottom. So look, can y'all see that? So like I said, he's the closest thing to God, but the only way he'll be able to become the God particle is if he combined with his feminine. But that's pretty much for this video. It's your boy God Body B, and I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. But hold on, I came up with a little slogan or a line, a finishing line. This your boy God Body B, spiritual first, and then religious to get back to heaven. That's not right, but we're just gonna go with God Body B for right now. All right, I'm out.